Cayman, what do you say we get into the news for the week?
Fine.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about the news because the news sucks, Patrick.
Sure. Well, let's start with some positivity.
Okay.
Let's start with tomorrow as of recording. So if you're listening, you might have already watched this, or go to YouTube now and watch it. Nintendo is having a direct about Super Mario Brothers Wonder tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's going to be 15 minutes. They say, Cayman, that all we're discussing is Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which I believe. But you never know. Sometimes they surprise us. But I bring this to us today to discuss with a quick turnaround time on when this is going live. For the reason of, Cayman, what do you hope to see from Super Mario Brothers Wonder, whether it's in the direct or in the final game? Is this a day one for you? Is this a does the direct have anything to prove to you, Cayman? Tell me about where you're at with Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Yeah. Okay. So I like that. I like that question. Does the direct have anything to prove to me? Here's the thing. I think with a lot of Mario games. Well, okay. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
If it's a Mario game that is stylized in like a standard format, so either 2D, 3D Mario platformer,
sure,
absolutely nothing to prove to me. I know it's going to be really good. There's really nothing else to say. It's like, cool. If this were to be like, hey, we're bringing back one of our Mario sports styles, we're going to bring back Mario Hoops, Patrick.
Oh, let's go. Fucking draining threes as Luigi. Let's go.
Like, show me some things, baby. But yeah, no, for something like this, like, honestly, I think if for me, really the only thing I am hoping to see is just like, I want to see some really funny power-ups. Something that's, I want to see meme worthy shit. That's, I think, my favorite thing about these kind of things is like when we got to see Elephant Mario was really funny. So I'm like, give me more of those meme moments. Like, I love that idea. But no, man, this game's gonna be really good. My problem is, to your other point, is this a day one buy for me? There's so many games, especially around that time, that like, this is probably going to be one of those that I pick up around Christmas time when everything's kind of died down, and I can bring my Switch with me to my parents or Sid's parents or doing whatever, and I can be playing Mario on the side. Totally cool. That works for me. With this though, it's like with things like Starfield coming out at the end of this week for those who got premium, or next week for those who didn't, or Spider-Man. Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be on console at that point, and potentially even on Xbox. So it's one of those things where it's like, I like, there's these huge, massive games that I know are going to be time sinks that I'm like, I don't know if Mario is going to be able to get my full attention right then and there.
Sure.
But I am really excited. I love 2D Mario. Like, those are my absolute fucking jam. I love a good 2D Mario game. So getting a new 2D Mario game that didn't launch on the Wii is, which I think might be the last one outside of Mario Maker.
I think so. They re-released the Wii.
Super Mario
there was
Bros.
One on Wii U, right?
It was New Super Mario Bros. Then it was New Super Mario Bros. U, and I think
just re-released it
again. Yeah,
gotcha. Okay.
So I think it's the first one, the first 2D Mario that wasn't. There might have been some on the 3DS, but like
there was Super Mario 3D World, but that it's a little different though. It's like that 2.5D, like it's a little 3D.
I don't count that as like a traditional 2D Mario where like this is a 2D Mario game. So having a new one for the first time since theoretically the Wii, that's like an actual new game and not just like a reskin where we're throwing some new stuff in. Because I think the Wii U version was New Super Mario U Luigi version. Year of the Luigi, I think, was it? Something like that. But like, this is like a brand new game. And that really excites me to have something that's not reskinned or just has like a new, handful of new levels. So like, super cool. Really excited about the power up. So I'm really hoping they highlight that. What about you, Pat?
Yeah, it's definitely a day one for me because I think this is going to be my, we're, Rose and I are watching some television. Casually, something that is on the TV that doesn't need my full attention.
Sure.
I'm in the wonder, man. Yeah. I'm playing as Peach. I'm playing as Daisy for the first time in a 2D Mario game, fucking running around, turning into elephants, probably other animals too. Probably not only elephants. So yeah, but in terms of kind of what does it have anything to prove to me? Not necessarily, but what I do hope to see is there anything about this game that makes it feel, which is going to sound really reductive, and I don't mean for it to. Is there anything that's going to make it feel like more than just a 2D Mario game? And you say just, I mean, these are like the best 2D platformers like ever made. But if there's any company and game franchise that can reinvent itself in a way that makes it feel new and fresh, it's Mario. So like what is there going to be something that feels like an exciting spice to it more than just a new art style? I could turn into an elephant and it looks like I'm going to be on mushrooms while I play it. Maybe all of that is enough. In fact, it probably is. But I'm curious to see if there's anything more than that that we see in the direct.
I love that you made that comment because I think it's really important too. Is that Mario is one of those that when a new Mario game comes out, it typically is launched alongside some sort of new weird gimmick. Sunshine, Galaxy, even new Super Mario Bros. The last
Odyssey,
Odyssey, they all have a gimmick. So that is very interesting point. We haven't seen what the gimmick is, or
is it the elephant thing, or is it more than that? I don't know.
Or is there even going to be a gimmick?
Maybe not.
Maybe the gimmick is there's no gimmick, Patrick.
Maybe. Fucking flip that on its head.
Can I just say though, that you know what I really want?
What?
I just want them to like remake Super Mario World.
You know how fucking cool that would be?
That'd be so
if we got a rebuilt Super Mario Brothers or Super Mario World. Oh my god, that'd be so good. We're getting a call. Hello, it's me, Clive Rossfield.
God damn it.
We're going to talk about Super Mario Brothers Wonder. This game is going to be fucking great. I'm going to be playing with Joshua. All right, over and out.
Was this your special guest that you had lined up? Mamma mia! I got him.
God, fucking got him. Well, Cayman, that's the only good news we have for the rest of the day. Clive Rossfield swung by to talk about Mario Brothers Wonder, and Luigi even came in because from here on out, fucking bad news. Sony raising the PlayStation Plus prices. Pulling from Wesley Yinpool at IGN, Sony's announced plans to raise the price of all of its PlayStation Plus 12-month subscriptions globally across all tiers. From September 6th, the day that Baldur's Gate and Starfield release, Sony will increase the price for 12 months of PlayStation Plus Essential, currently $60 US. PlayStation Plus Extra, currently $100, and PlayStation Plus Premium, currently $120. The new prices are as follows. Essential is going from $60 to $80 a year. Extra is going from $100 to $135 a year. And PlayStation Plus Premium is going from $120 to $160 a year. Cayman. In a post on the PlayStation blog, Sony issued a brief statement explaining the significant price hike. Quote, "This price adjustment will enable us to continue bringing high-quality games and value-added benefits to your PlayStation Plus subscription service," end quote. It's worth noting the new prices for the 12-month subscription will remain at a discounted rate when compared to buying the 1-month or 3-month subscriptions over a 12-month period. So it's going to be even more expensive if you don't buy it all a year at a time still. Sony said, for the current 12-month subscribers, the price increase will not take effect until your next renewal date that occurs on or after November 6th. However, any membership changes you make on or after September 6th, such as upgrades, downgrades, or buying additional time, will update your plan reflecting the new price. So here's the thing. That last part is important for anyone that listens to this and pays for this, because if you want to kind of extend it and get the best bang for your buck, do it before September 6th. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay a fucking lot more money each month. Cayman, this is bullshit. Because it's so, like, it is, they say it will enable them to continue bringing high-quality games and value-added benefits to your PlayStation Plus subscription service. The same day that they announce fucking, what is it called? Saints Row is PlayStation Plus of next month. Like, I don't know that that's much of a value add, doggy dog. What are your thoughts? I can see you just stewing right now.
I don't know what the
Yeah.
fuck they are doing.
Terry, quote, we're raising prices because PSVR 2 cost us a lot of money and we didn't recoup that investment.
Very well could be.
Fucking nailed it.
That's probably the best explanation I've seen.
Yeah.
I get that in today's economy things cost more money, and this doesn't even match like the rate of inflation increase.
Yeah. It's silly.
When fucking Microsoft turns around and goes, you get day and date first party titles included in your subscription to Game Pass, and it's $20 a month. And Sony's like, hold my beer. You get nothing, you fucking losers. And it's gonna cost $40 more a month, like, or $40 more a year. Like, you're
like when you compare them, technically, Game Pass Ultimate is more expensive per month if you do the annual tier of PlayStation Plus by like $2 or $3 monthly.
So
but like the value is so much more than $2 or $3 difference of Xbox. I would pay $5 more a month for Xbox Game Pass than this. Honestly, I might be canceling PlayStation Plus. Like I don't see $160 of value in what they're giving me right now.
I'm legitimately considering dropping down to the base level as like a cost-effective measure to be like, I still want to be able to play online.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be spending triple the amount or double the amount of money to do it.
Yeah. And like, even for me, I don't play online a lot. And like, I've said before on this podcast, the biggest kind of boon that I get from PlayStation Plus is the discounts. But like, I bet if I were to put pencil to paper and like do the math, I'm probably not actually saving money. When I look at what I've paid for PlayStation Plus and what I have saved by buying games, at best, it probably evens out, but I'm probably not saving money with these discounts. And like, I would be willing to, when a game comes out that needs online, drop the $10 for the monthly fee or whatever it is to play that game online for a month, instead of paying $80 a year or $160 a year for just to have access to fucking PSP titles.
I don't understand at all.
Yeah.
You're okay, Patrick.
Yes.
Sony is losing right now. They might not think it when they're looking at numbers because they're like, oh, well, we're crushing Xbox and console sales. Like, we are riding high. But to Terry's point, the PSVR 2 didn't do very well. And people
don't seem to fucking care about it either.
No. Then they announced the PlayStation Portal, which, here's the thing. I actually like the PlayStation Portal as a concept because it doesn't really bother me that, like, oh, I can't just play cloud games on my thing. For a piece of hardware that costs $200 in the realm of like, if this played cloud games, this is a $600 piece of hardware if you compare it to everything else on the market. I actually like the idea of being able to go all around my house as long as I'm connected to Wi-Fi and still be able to play shit. You know, I actually dig that idea. But I'm in the minority on this.
Sure.
Most people are like, what the fuck are you doing with that? That's fucking useless. And then it's like, oh, but it doesn't even have Bluetooth. Oh, because if it has Bluetooth, then you can't use our special headphones. It's like, okay, we see what you're doing. Here's the thing. And this is where I'm like, this isn't good. Where we are right now is Sony rolling off the heels of like the most tremendous success with the PlayStation 2 and then just straight up pissing in the face of fans.
PlayStation 4.
No, PlayStation 2 pissing in the face of fans, being like, "This is our $600 PlayStation 3 that has one game that can play on it."
Yep.
And then like they just absolutely squandered almost an entire generation. Finally, we're able to rebound in the last like year or two. PlayStation 4 has a PlayStation 2 level success. What happens when the PlayStation 5 comes out? Xbox is still suffering from the consequences of the shit show that was the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And what Sony does is walking around. They're big dick swinging. And I'm like, guys, you ain't got nothing there to swing right now.
Sure. Yeah.
Because, and I'm not saying that like Starfield is going to kill PlayStation. That's not the case at all. It won't. I'm sorry. I know all the fanboys out there that are thinking this is going to be the greatest game to ever grace like any game. It's not. I'm sorry. It's going to be dated as shit in 2 years. That's how video games fucking work, losers.
Sure.
But to the Sony fans that are defending this, get fucked as well, you fucking losers. You're all a
Yeah.
bunch of nerds. No, what we should be
Like
doing is we should be revolting and eating Shuhei Yoshida. Needs to be eaten alive. Okay?
not Shuhei, not sweet Shuhei.
Jim
But here,
Ryan, I'm looking at you. You
how
fuck.
I'm looking at him. The thing that it just feels so gross to me. Like this is a classic fucking big corporation. Like, okay, here's the thing. People are going to be upset about this. But the people that don't notice, we're just going to be charging them $40 extra a year. Great. The people that, say they're upset, but then they cool off and they think about it as like, you know what, whatever. Ultimately, they will end up making a profit on this, and this increase will have been smart, quote unquote, for them in terms of their investments. But it just fucking sucks as like a PlayStation Power user who I buy most of my games on a PlayStation to now have to spend this extra money for a service that is pretty much objectively agreed upon as a lot worse than their competitors' version of this service. It just sucks.
It does suck. It sucks really hard. And so this whole like for us to be able to continue to give you the okay, you know what that means now? If you're gonna jack up your prices that much, that means you're top tier. You need to start launching your first party titles day and date on your
Yeah,
top
I
tier.
agree. And maybe we'll all have our foot in our mouth when
No,
we realize that
no,
this
that's
what
not.
this
That's not
well
gonna happen.
hold I know,
No,
but
they would
if
tell us immediately if that was gonna happen. Like this is, and they would say it to justify the price.
no, you're right. You're right. What I was going to say was, in case you didn't connect the dots as quickly as Cayman did, the adjustment will enable us to continue bringing high quality games and value added benefits to PlayStation Plus. Maybe that could mean day one games, but you're right. It's not. And yeah, Terry in the chat, the amplification of Sony, like raising prices because they know the fan base. But yeah, exactly.
It's
Um,
you know,
and the mouth of the South in the chat, Kay is so angry.
yeah, I am angry.
I'm angry too, Liz.
Fucking, it's just I look here, and I know this is gonna sound like kind of weird, and maybe like I'm really off base here, but like built into these prices is your ability to play games online. If you want to play Rocket League with your friends, you have to have PlayStation Plus. There's no alternative.
Sure.
So you're paying $80 a year to play video games with your friends online. And I'm sorry, going back, like when Sony first launched, they were ahead of the curve when they first launched because it was like Microsoft's making you pay for it, but we're not. And now they're like, okay, we're going to up the ante and we're going to make it way more expensive to do this than Microsoft is.
Yeah.
And we're not even going to offer you the same shit that they're offering you. So, you know what? Here's the thing. I used to say that like a lot of the shit was like Microsoft is not consumer friendly. You all need to get it through your head. I still believe that Microsoft is not consumer first with any of their decisions. They are still a money making machine. And here's the thing historically, they are actually legally obligated to not be consumer first. They are obligated to make their shareholders money. That is a
Sure.
legal settlement between Ford versus Dodge in like the 20s.
Hmm.
Over 100 years ago. Our fates were screwed by the Supreme Court. Everyone needs to understand that. Go look it up. It's fucking ludicrous if you just want to get really fucking mad. So I don't think Microsoft is, but right now, Microsoft, it's apples and oranges compared to like how they act. Sony acts like they don't give a shit about their user base.
Sure.
They went into the Activision deal like they were like, yeah, this doesn't affect us in the slightest that you're taking away the number one franchise in the world from us. Take it. We don't care. So what do you offer instead? We're gonna charge you more money to try to stay with us. Like they're literally just it's not shooting themselves in the foot, Patrick. Like they're way beyond their feet are not. They no longer Sony no longer has feet.
They have no feet. They're
They have no
feetless.
feet. They're now trying to figure out other body parts they can still shoot and still live.
I got a couple ideas.
I've had my glasses on. I would do the thing you did, but I don't know. Yes, you're right. I am angry. I'm
He's
angry
so
because
angry.
I'm tired and my back hurts, and Sony is just a piece of shit.
Yeah,
I say that as I will turn around and buy my next game on fucking PlayStation, and I'm just as bad because I'm not.
But this is I'm usually, you can go back to previous episodes and I have a history of kind of trying to think of the good in these kinds of changes. This is bullshit, and I honestly, this is the first time that I've ever considered like canceling a service of something because of like I don't feel like the price is accurate to the value I'm getting.
Yeah.
I already thought I was paying too much with what I'm paying currently. So the fact that you're trying to make me pay more and you've not given me more,
A trip to the grocery store is $200 right now.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's just for milk. Biden.
Like, who do they expect is going to be able to keep up with this?
Yeah.
I think that's what hurts me the most is like, no one's going to be able to sustain this at the rate that we're going. Like, I know that this is a luxury, but like, this is an unsustainable thing.
Yeah.
And
you know who wouldn't have raised prices like this? Clive Rossfield.
You know what?
For the people,
actually,
the people of this area.
He would not. He would have put his foot down.
Yeah. Fucking.
Patrick, do we have any good news?
Not really.
Like this.
Not really. The only other story we're going to talk about was Dragon Age Dreadwolf just keeps getting delayed internally because they keep fucking up. But that's basically the story. So maybe, Cayman, what we do is talk about some updates to the game release calendar and be on our merry way so we can go play some video games and feel better. How does that sound? Okay. September PlayStation Plus games. I already told you one of them in the last story. Saints Row 2022. Going to be available next Tuesday, as is Black Desert Traveler Edition, which probably means it's not a full edition because I think that's an MMO. And Generation Zero, a game I've not heard of. Also, in case you missed it, a teaser for the Fallout TV series starring Walton Goggins was shown at Gamescom with a 2024 release window given. They've not released the trailer to the public, but they will shortly, I'm sure. I watched like a bone recording of it.
A leaky leak?
A leak. I participated in leak culture. Looks pretty good. Also, I think Mortal Kombat 1 was stealthily pushed up a week because there was a new trailer yesterday that they released. It's like a TV spot with Dave Bautista. And they say all of a sudden it's coming out September 14th, but it was previously coming out the 19th. So I don't know. But there hasn't been like an official press release about it that I've seen. It's just like, so I don't know. And then also 2007, here's some good news for you, Cayman. Well, partial good news. 2007 indie darling Alien Hominid. You remember this game?
Nope.
I felt like that was a game that you might have loved.
Did you play it?
I did play it. It's a 2D side-scrolling, kind of like beat 'em up, like cake, kind of crazy game. It's getting a re-release coming later this year. The bad news is it's coming to everything but PlayStation. But you can play it on your Switch or your Xbox. So yeah. So maybe I guess there was no more good news for the rest of
the Patrick, it's just in a world full of bad news, let's just try to be the least bad news than you can be.
Yeah. I think you nailed that one. It was pretty good. Yeah. Well,
Patrick.
Yes.
I feel like the last.
Would you like to speak to Patrick or Clive?
God, honestly, at this point, give me Peppa Pig. I need something lighter.
I don't know that I have a Peppa Pig impression.
You got a British voice. I know you got it. You can be Papa Pig. You ever watch Bluey, Patrick?
I've seen some Bluey.
You know what? Honestly, pretty good show.
It's actually a really good show.
It's actually a pretty good show. Here's Patrick. I feel like we can't. I can't keep this up. I'm pretty sure I've screamed on the last like 3 straight episodes I've been on.
Sure. Yeah, that is true. Is this your official resignation?
You're gonna see me on the news.
Look,
man has mental breakdown, runs naked in the middle of the road.
Ooh,
good news is I live in the middle of nowhere, so like no one would see me.
You can't run right now.
That's also true. I can't run. Oh my god, everything sucks. Just end the show, Patrick.
Yeah, let's bring it home. follow the podcast at Spot GameSpot on Twitter, because I'm still calling it Twitter. Spotlight Games Pod. Everywhere else, that's TikTok, that's Instagram, that's Threads, although I haven't posted like anything on Threads. That's YouTube, most importantly. And here on Twitch, where we are right now, Tuesdays episodes every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Tuesdays every episode came in. Although right now is Wednesday, but that's because we had a special birthday celebration yesterday. Cayman.
Yeah.
Until we meet again.
Love you.
Love you too. And so does Clive. Clive Rossfield.